Hi everyone. So we're at chapter 4. Things are getting pretty serious. The girls at Miss Cackle's Academy for Witches have been offered to go on holiday, which is amazing. But unfortunately they're going to have to leave Tabby behind in the kitchen, which is pretty distressing for everyone involved. So let's plunge right in. This is chapter 4. And oh good, look, Mildred's looking a little bit more sprightly here, playing skipping rope with Maud. I was always hopeless at skipping. Anyway, here we go. Gradually the weather improved. It stopped snowing. The snow melted, and soon the girls were all out in the chilly playground again, trying to devise new ways of keeping warm. I think this is one of the ways for keeping warm. The holiday was planned for the first week in May, and everybody hoped that it might be warm enough by then to swim and have some fun. Mildred was the only one who didn't seem to be looking forward to the treat in any way. I wonder if there'll be a sandy beach, said Maud, as they all stood ankle deep in slush in the playground during lunch break. And caves, said Enid. And a whole week of sunshine so that we can sunbathe and swim, said Maud. What do you think, Mel? Mildred doesn't think, said Ethel Hallow, who just happened to be passing by on her way to the library. At least, I didn't see much evidence of it throughout the last term. Oh, do leave me alone, Ethel, said Mildred, hunching up her cloak around her ears. Look, here's Ethel, being a little bit of a madam as usual. Not looking forward to our little treat then? Ethel continued in her usual sneering tone. I can't think why the whole thing's in honour of you anyway. You're always messing everything up. You're the worst witch in school. Come on, Mildred, said Maud, trying to keep the peace. Let's go somewhere else and leave Ethel to her sour grapes. Here they are. Oh, well done, Maud. She's always sticking up for Mildred. They all trailed across the playground and tried to get out of the wind by huddling in the broom shed, which is exactly the same as a bike shed, except that it houses broomsticks instead of bicycles. In fact, Ethel's observations about the holiday in Mildred's honour were very ill-advised. The whole incident, ending up with Mildred in the pond, had been completely due to Ethel in the first place. During the winter term, Ethel had changed Mildred into a frog. Mildred had hopped off to find help and had been discovered by Miss Hardbroom, who had put her into a jar in the potion laboratory. The frog, Mildred, had escaped from her jar and fled to the pond to hide, where she had met the magician, Mr. Rowan Webb, also turned into a frog by enchantment. Mildred had rescued him and made sure he was reinstated as a human, so he was naturally very grateful to her. But Ethel was jealous of all the attention and praise which had been heaped on Mildred. Oh, look, here they are, huddling together in the broomstick shed. What's up, Mill? Asked Maud. Aren't you even a little bit thrilled about the holiday? Miss Hardbroom's already sent off for our regulation swimming costumes and bathing hats. I dread to think. I think it's the most exciting thing that's happened for years. Sorry to be a wet blanket, Maud, said Mildred. I'm just a bit fed up at the moment, that's all. Don't worry, Mel, said Enid. I'm sure you'll be just as glad as everyone else by the time we actually set off to... Oh, where is it? What's the name of the place where the magician lives? Gloom Castle. Grim Cove, said Mildred. What a terrible name, said Enid. You're joking, exclaimed Maud. No, I'm not, said Mildred. I saw it at the top of the letter on Miss Hardbroom's desk. Sounds brilliant, doesn't it? I can just see us all, frozen to death, doing broomstick practice up and down 500-foot sheer cliffs in our own swimming costumes. Anyway, imagine what the swimming costumes will be like. If Miss Hardbroom thought our black and grey checked dresses were frivolous, goodness knows what she'll come up with for swimwear. Anyway, I'm bound to get everything wrong. Ethel's right, really. I do mess up everything. I am the worst witch in school. Here she is. Maud and Enid felt awful. Mildred was truly down in the dumps, and nothing they could say seemed to cheer her up. What they didn't know was that she had another secret fear, like her embarrassing fear of the dark. Mildred couldn't swim. She had never learned how to, and even with armbands or a ring around her middle, she was as terrified as Tabby on the back of a broomstick. Tabby was the other problem. She missed Tabby so dreadfully that nothing could make her feel better. Nothing except having Tabby back again, and she didn't know how to work out a plan to rescue him. Ebony, Fenella's cat, was a first-rate cat, almost as good as Ethel's. Mildred felt a twinge of disloyalty as she zoomed around the playground during broomstick practice with the perfectly trained Ebony bolt upright behind her. It really was a help to have a cat which was a credit to you. But at night, Ebony would set off through the window and along the school wall for a night of hunting, whereas dear old scruffy Tabby had always spent the night curled up either on Mildred's chest or round the top of her head like a fur hat. There they are, zooming around. Look how bolt upright Fenella's cat is. Pretty impressive. Enid gave Mildred a rather nice furry tabby cat hot water bottle, but it only made her feel worse. If only someone had invented a hot water bottle that purred, thought Mildred sadly, as she curled up under the bedclothes in the dark. And that's the end of the 4th chapter. Oh, and look, here's the tabby water bottle that Enid gave her. What a gem. Mildred is surrounded by good friends. She's so lucky. So that's the end of the 4th chapter. What an adventure she's having. I hope Gloom Cave doesn't end up as gloomy as it sounds. But anyway, you take care, and I'll see you for the 5th chapter. Can't believe it. Chapter 5. All right, lots of love. God bless.